guys. Today we're going to do the witch's fire pit. This came from outside. This is just like, you know, twigs that you can find anywhere. And I used part of the branch to kind of glue it to the tree. And then I broke one of the stems off to make like the hook to hang your cauldron. And then I stuck them into the ground. And there's the fire pit. So, and you hang your cauldrons on here. Okay? You don't have to do that. That's what I did. Okay, so if you can go outside and find something like this, you could also make your own out of foil, but you might want to put some wire inside the foil so that it has a little bit of stability because foil is so weak. And then you can make your own faux wood. But I just went out and found like just some dead tree branches and things like that, and just found one that it looks like I could break it apart and make it look like this. Okay. All right, there's the wizard staff. Here's the toadstool we made the other day together. Okay, so let's get started. There's the cauldron and the lid. Okay, so I also want to teach you how to make fake blood, which would be really cool for any like Halloween decor. But I can't get ahead of myself. I'll try to chill. Yeah, all right, well, let's get started, and it's going to be a fun one today, guys. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So if you don't feel like going outside looking for sticks to glue together, which is super easy, you may not have any laying around outside. Or you might not want to go outside because the graphics are terrible. What I'm going to show you is how to make the same structure, which is the cooking pot frame, with foil and 9-gauge wire. You can use just foil, and you'll end up with, you know, strong pieces like this, but just depends on what you're going to do with it. If you want to put it in a diorama or a fairy garden scene, you might want a little bit more stability. However, these are pretty sturdy as well. I mean, it's all a matter of preference, actually. I'll show you both, okay? So if you can see, there is a wire in there. Hang on. See, there is a wire right there. And it makes it bendable and strong, and you can put this into the substrate of your diorama or fairy garden, and it'll stick. It'll, you know, poke in there and stay. This can do the same thing, except it's a little lighter, slightly less sturdy, but you can glue this. You can always, you know, jerry-rig it like most of us do in crafts anyway. So it's totally up to you. If you don't have the wire or you don't want to spend the money on the wire, totally understandable. Just use foil. You can make these strong and then just glue this down somehow and hide it under the faux grass and all that stuff. It can be done. We all know this. So it's really self-explanatory for this. You simply just cut a piece of this wire, and then you want to wrap it up in this foil, okay? I did that here. This is the wire. Okay, I really don't need to explain that too much further, I don't think. You guys are savvy and crafty. But I am going to design my cooking pot frame with this method, okay? And then I'll do, as we go, I'll just talk about the method with just the foil. Okay. Now, You know what I think I'll do instead is I'll give you the cheaper version. This is totally self-explanatory. This wire costs like $10.99. I don't know how long this is, 45 feet, I don't know. But this is 9 gauge. We don't need to waste this if we don't want to, okay? Because these are really good for making frames for model characters and things like that. So it's all your choice. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to show you the least expensive way to do it. And then you can just apply this rule to the frame, meaning you can just go ahead and it's your decision to use this as the skeleton of your frame, okay? All right, let's put this here. All right, so the frame is going to be any shape you want. Let me make mine. If you get to a point where you think it's too flimsy and too thin and light and all that, you just add another layer of foil. It's easy as that. Okay? But I find that the more you squeeze the foil together, the stronger that it gets. So, and we want it to appear to, you know, like for Halloween purposes, or any, actually, it doesn't even have to be Halloween, but I'm making it look like dead wood. Okay, which means it has lots of wrinkles, stuff like that. Okay, so let's just make a few of these and then we'll shape our cooking pot stand. We kind of want it like this, We'll do a hook, you know, and then where we can put our pot. So let's just go ahead and kind of create that now. How about that? So, see that? That's where our cooking pot will hang from. Okay, so that's our first piece. That's the center of our stand where we hang our cooking pot. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, all right, let's put this here. You're not gonna stand? Okay, now let's do the arch. Okay, see how I'm just kind of squeezing it together. No big deal. Okay. We're gonna make this look like, you know, a witch was out there gathering dead wood and she's gonna be tying it together with her twine. Okay. Let's squeeze. If it doesn't feel strong enough, you just add another layer of foil to your liking. You can make it as thick or as skinny as you want. Now remember, if you're actually going to be hanging a heavy cauldron that you make, this method with the wire is obviously the preference you need. This is the way you need to do it. If your frame with the foil is strong enough, you may be able to get away with it. You never know. It's totally up to you. And don't freak out, because at any point you can always make a new frame, make a new pot, strengthen up the frame in any way, add more foil to your frame, you know, that kind of thing. It's nothing we need to be stressed about, okay? All right, this frame is too short, so I'm going to add some more foil to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. See how I just sandwiched it like that? And now I'm going to do the crumpling with it. Like that. Crumple, crumple. As thin as you want. It might be cool to make some ends thicker than the other end, you know, because that's natural, more natural looking. I think that'd be cool. yeah, I think I'm going to thicken up this end because this end looks nice and thick, but this one doesn't. All right, so let me grab a little bit more foil. Sorry. Just stay there. Oh my goodness. Here. Okay. Gonna do this method here. Do a crumple crump. Second. I'm doing a little. There we go. Now, if it gets too long accidentally, you can always twist it, like do a little twist. You know, kind of get it looking cool, if you know what I'm saying. And it does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look perfect. In fact, the less perfect, the better, because we're talking about nature here. These things don't look perfect in nature. They're beautiful, but they don't look perfect all the time. So I like how this is looking. I have a little knot here, like you would find in nature. We're going to use the foil paint technique today. So we're going to paint this to look like real wood. But yeah, let me see. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Look at the foot that I have going on here. Pretty cool. All right, now okay, so we have that's really cool. Check that out. Look at that. That looks amazing. Look. Okay, so we have a nice little knot there. We have the little hook for our cooking pot. Okay, now remember, if you're going to put something heavy here that's made of clay, make sure that you stabilize this or actually use wire in there or something that'll hold it up. You could, let's see. That would hold. I'm trying to think. Yeah, just ask yourself, am I going to be hanging a heavy cauldron here, or is my cauldron going to be fairly lightweight? And if the answer is it's going to be heavy, please go ahead and use those as your skeleton inside your foil, okay? Because we don't want that to fall, and it'll look really cool. My cauldrons tend to be on the ground in the grass by the trunk of the tree, you know, as though the witch was there stirring earlier, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's your choice. It's your creation. You do what you want. But that's my frame. And yeah, now we're going to paint it. Okay? All right, we'll be right back. Okay, I discovered that I want to use the wire after all. You do not have to, but I think my frame, I would like to be able to hang a heavy cauldron on there. So I'm going to take this wire and measure approximately how tall I think this is. And then I'm going to cut it. Okay, carefully, obviously. Okay. Let's see. There we go. All right, put this back. There. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to not panic. Okay, I'm not going to panic. I'm going to wrap this around. Okay, wrap it around. and I'm not going to worry about any mistakes. Now you could avoid using this wire altogether and just add more foil, I suppose, which I probably should have done. Okay. And I'm tempted to panic at this point, but I'm not going to, okay? Wrap it around. Wrap it around. Okay. There we go. That is stable. I love it, okay? At this point, you can shape it any way you want. And we're going to put more foil on here. And now look, you see how I noticed that I made this was too tall? So I just bent the back here. Bent that back. Because I can. Because we all know that trees in nature are never perfectly shaped. Okay? So that's the beauty of this. I absolutely love it. Ah, nature, you're so cool. Okay, now I'm going to get some more foil. You know, now that I think about it, you could paint this and make it look like vines. Like if you paint this whole thing black, then you do the whole foil technique where you paint it to look like wood with the dark layer first and then the light layers moving up. You can, might be a little tedious, I do admit, but you could turn this into a vine of some sort with just a different color brown. I don't know. You don't have to, but just an idea. If you reach that point where you're like, that looks like a vine. Yeah, it does. So you don't have to add another layer of foil. I'm just going to do it for fun. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to create vines. So, okay, I'm going to create vines. And vines aren't always skinny. They're sometimes thick and big and old and spooky, okay? So I'm going to start from down here. Actually, I'll make this a little skinnier. Start from down here. And I'm going to wrap it around to disguise the vines. Be careful, the wire's a little, the ends, the tips are a little sharp. And I'm just going to wrap it around to look like vines, like this. Oh my god, that's cool. Okay, actually, I'm going to go like this. Yes, that looks great. You see how, like, it just looks like really old wood. Like, it just looks cool. Like, the more I mess with this, the better it gets. So, I'm going to keep going. Just use your imagination. Channel your Disney brain. Squeeze tight there. Okay. We'll start from this end. Okay. Bring it through so you cover up the vines a little bit, or the silver metal. Oh, I think that's cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh, I love it. And look how strong it is. Look how sturdy it is. Okay. All right. And now we have our bottom here. I'm going to hot glue that. Okay, we're going to paint all this black. Hot glue that. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I'll get that in a second. Okay, hot glue. You can put it anywhere you want. It doesn't matter if this is a little flimsy-ish because this is so stable. Okay, look at that. I don't know about you, but I think this is cool, and I'm sure yours is cool. And as long as you think it's cool and you're happy, that's all that matters. I love it. Okay. Oh, oh my gosh, this is going to be cool. This is going to attach to the, I forgot we have to add an attachment part, an attachment branch for the tree that's going to be right here. Okay. the tree that we made on a few videos back. All right, so let's add that. Look, it's even standing on its own. Hallelujah. Okay. Whoop, I pulled the glue booger and it pulled it down. That's hilarious. Okay. All right, be right back. I'm going to get situated to fix that back there, and then we'll talk again. All right, be right back. Real quick, what I wanted to mention is we're going to hot glue this first, actually. We're going to glue this onto here. And if you decide after you've already made this awesome frame that you like and you don't have wire in it and you're like, oh my God, I do not want to do this again, it's perfect, just go ahead and wrap the wire on your already existing creation and then put foil over that and try to follow the same pattern to achieve the same look. So you don't have to like stress too much, if that makes any sense. So you would cut the wire and wrap it around like vines, add more foil to cover up the wire to achieve the same look or similar. Don't panic. You can always fix these things. We all know that. It's just crafts. It's not magic. Yeah, so don't panic. There are always ways to fix things, okay? All right, be right back. We're going to hot glue this and then get going. Real quick, what I wanted to mention is we're going to hot glue this first, actually. We're going to glue this onto here. And if you decide after you've already made this awesome frame that you like and you don't have wire in it and you're like, oh my God, I do not want to do this again, it's perfect, just go ahead and wrap the wire on your already existing creation and then put foil over that and try to follow the same pattern to achieve the same look. So you don't have to like stress too much, if that makes any sense. So you would cut the wire and wrap it around like vines, add more foil to cover up the wire to achieve the same look or similar. Don't panic. You can always fix these things. We all know that. It's just crafts. It's not magic. Yeah, so don't panic. There are always ways to fix things, okay? All right, be right back. We're going to hot glue this and then get going. Okay, I added the twisty vine that's going to attach to your spooky tree, or my spooky tree. Okay? So, I hot glued this part here to make sure it stays. I hot glued this. And I also put a little hot glue between each of the little twisty-turnies vines, just to keep it stable. So let me show you the back. Okay, this part right here is going to attach to your tree. It's going to be like a vine that came down, you know what I mean? And then the vine like wraps itself around the already existing frame that you made in our fantasy world, okay? And so there's that. So next what we're going to do in part 2 is we're going to paint the vines in our foil technique to make them look real. And then after that, we'll start working on our cooking pot area down below where there's like a fire pit and everything, okay? All right, so there you go. I hope you had fun, and I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow, actually. Bye.